Pakuro, nestled in the heart of the African savannah, was a village blessed with everything a community could dream of. Rich and fertile lands stretched beyond the horizon, feeding the village's prosperous agriculture. The river Okon, which flowed past the western boundary, brimmed with fish that provided food and trade. Pakuro was renowned for its woven fabrics, intricate carvings, and storytelling traditions passed down from generation to generation. The people lived in harmony with their surroundings, and their wealth wasn't measured only by material possessions but by the deep bonds they shared. In this land of fortune lived a boy named Ola. He was 10 years old, with eyes that sparkled like stars in the dark night sky and a smile that radiated warmth wherever he went. Ola was known for his kindness and his bravery, but there was something else about him that few people knew. Ola could not die. His destiny, shrouded in mystery, was tied to the future of Pakuro. It was said by the village seer that as long as Ola lived, the village would flourish and remain untouched by evil forces. However, if anything happened to him, Pakuro would plunge into chaos. Ola lived with his grandmother, Mama Eye, an elder whose wisdom was respected by all. She knew of Ola's unique gift and often reminded him of the responsibility that came with it. "Your life is intertwined with the fate of Pakuro, my son," she would say. "You must always be careful, for there are those who wish harm upon us. But remember, you are special. No weapon formed by man can harm your life." In the village, Ola was loved by everyone. He spent his days helping the elders, playing with the other children, and listening to the griot tale stories of their ancestors. His best friend, a boy named Ayo, was his constant companion, and together they dreamed of the future, oblivious to the dark clouds that were beginning to gather on the horizon. Far away, in the hills beyond Pakuro, a coven of sorcerers had come to learn of Ola's gifts. These dark spirits, envious of the village's wealth and prosperity, sought to bring destruction upon Pakuro, but they knew they would not succeed while the boy who could not die lived. And so, they devised a plan to rid the world of Ola, even if it meant using ancient magic that had long been practiced. Unbeknownst to the villagers, the sorcerers had begun to send their spies into Pakuro. Disguised as travelers, they spread whispers of doubt among people. A village as rich as Pakuro will surely attract enemies, they would say. What if we are cursed for our wealth? What if a great misfortune is coming? Ola, sensing something strange but not fully understanding it, felt a restlessness growing within him. He often dreamt of dark shadows creeping towards the village and of a voice calling out to him from the river. "You cannot die, but you can be broken," the voice whispered in his dreams. Yet, despite these unsettling thoughts, the village thrived. The crops yielded bountiful harvest, the village routes flourished, and the people of Pakuro continued to live in peace. The bond between Ola and the villagers deepened. He would visit the elders, learning the old ways and understanding the intricate relationship between Pakuro's past, present, and future. He helped the women weave their clothes, joined the men in their fishing trips, and spent hours with the children playing beneath the baobab trees. But unknown to them all, the enemies were drawing closer. They know the only way to truly destroy Pakuro was to find a way to remove Ola from the picture. They had already learned that no mortal weapon would harm him, but they had something more sinister in mind. One night, as the village slept, the sorcerers sent their first wave of attack. It was not a physical army, but a curse that seeped through the earth and poisoned the minds of the people. The villagers began to have nightmares, plagued with images of their beautiful village burning to the ground. Some awoke in cold sweats, feeling as though their doom was near. Ola too felt the weight of the curse. He awoke in the middle of the night to sound of Mama Eye calling his name. But when he rushed to her side, he found her sleeping peacefully. The voice he heard was not hers. It was something else, something ancient and dark. The villagers started to grow anxious. Small disagreements broke out where there had never been conflict before. The sense of unity that had once defined Pakuro began to unravel as suspicion and fear took root in their hearts. The once happy village was slowly being torn apart from within, and Ola could feel the weight of their fear pressing down on him. But Ola was no ordinary boy. Even though he was young, his spirit was strong, and with the guidance of Mama Iye and the love of the villagers, he knew that he had to rise above the darkness. His destiny and the destiny of Pakuro depended on it. Ola gathered the children of the village under the baobab tree. He spoke to them with the wisdom of someone far beyond his years. The shadows that creep into our dreams are not stronger than us. They want to divide us, to make us doubt the love we have for one another. But as long as we stand together, nothing can break us. His words resonated deeply, especially among the younger generation who began to rally around him. Ola's presence became a beacon of hope, and slowly the fear that had gripped the village began to loosen its hold. Even the elders, who had once thought that Ola is too young to fully understand his destiny, saw that the boy was growing into his role. But the sorcerers were not done. They knew that their subtle attack had failed, and now they were preparing for something far more dangerous, a direct confrontation with the boy who cannot die. Far beyond Pakuro, on the desolate hills where the sorcerers made their home, the dark figures met once more. They had watched in frustration as their curse failed to destroy the village's unity. The boy, Ola, had proved too resilient, too strong for their subtle attacks. They realized it would take more than whispers and dreams to break him. The leader of the sorcerers, a twisted figure named Magulu, stood at the center of their circle. His voice was like a breeze in the wind as he addressed his followers. The boy's power comes not from his body alone, but from his spirit and the love of his people. If we are to destroy him, we must sever the bond. One of the younger sorcerers, Nari, stepped forward with an idea. We cannot kill him, but perhaps we can imprison him. If we can lure him away from the village into a place where his powers cannot protect him, then Pakuro will fall into chaos. Magulu's eyes gleamed with dark delight. Yes, a trap, but we must be patient. We would need something or someone precious to him, something to make him leave Pakuro willingly. And so, the sorcerers set their plans in motion, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.